So I'm trying something a little bit different here. So this is the next morning. Well, it's around noon already. And remember, yesterday I had this all wet because I was pouring water on there, and the floor was a mess. But now it's all dried, so I can clean it up. But before I do that, I wanted to clean all this up, because if it's within like 6-8 hours, you can scrape off the excess pretty good. And if there's any, you can always do it with your hands because it hasn't really totally cured yet. And I noticed in a couple spots, like right there, it's a little low. For some reason I had it a little bit low there. So what I did, I decided rather than mix up a little bit someplace else, I wetted this down. I'm going to wet it down again. And I'm going to kind of make my concrete right there, or mortar. Same thing with this one, just a touch. Now maybe I'm being too fussy. Honestly, it probably wouldn't matter. But I'm going to try it. And there's a place over here, right there. I noticed I could have went a little bit better there. So I'm going to do these 3 spots, just wetting it down with my spray bottle and kind of working it with the trowel and kind of evening it out. And then I'll be happy with that. And then I'm going to clean this up, but it's really looking good. Even this, where the black was, I don't know if this will stay, how many years it'll stay, because the tar, I think it's tar or a black paint is still underneath there, and it's not going to adhere that good. But you know what, unless it's getting rubbed on a lot, it's staying. So I already like it better. I mean, I didn't like that black streak running down through there. I think there was 2 streaks actually. So yeah, love it. Okay, and then after I was working on that, I was looking, because I had a bunch of mortar left. So then I was looking over here, where am I going to use this mortar? Because of course I mixed up too much on the last batch. Happens often. So then I was saying, okay, maybe I should do my ledge right here, because I want to do something there and there. And then I thought, you know what? No, that's going to take, first of all, it's going to take even more mortar than I have. Secondly, it takes a lot more time, and I was kind of getting tired of working on it. So then I looked down and thought, oh yeah, that's right. I still have a leak here. So I cleared this area out a little bit and wetted that down and started putting it in there really loose. It had extra water in it. And that's still curing. You can see how dark it is yet. So let's, I don't think it's going to totally stop the water. But I did notice the one day it was raining, it was coming in right in there. So, who knows? Over here, I've seen it get a little bit darker, but I didn't see any water coming through, which did happen at times when hard rains were occurring. And this is only on hard rains, so most of the time it's fine anyways. And even when the water did come through, it stayed right in the trench just like it was made to. So it wasn't a big deal there either. But if we can decrease the moisture, better yet. Okay, so let's see how that works out. And I got other things to do today, but eventually we'll dry lay some stone in. I even have a thin piece. I might even try going across here. As long as it's not bumped hard, I think it could stay. Adhering to this stuff, it's not the best, but I could run it up the wall like I did over there, increase the chances. In here, I'll probably try to fill this in, find a piece, that kind of can go right in there. So we'll see what we can come up with. And I thought maybe this piece would be a nice one for right here. Grind these edges off and mount it right there. Concrete all this in and kind of go up there. I think it looked pretty cool. Although maybe I should chisel some of that out, because if I go like that, then I'm off the base here that much, which maybe I'll have to do that over here. So you know what? Maybe I just have to do that. with that much concrete in there. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that's maybe what I'll have to do. Okay, but that's going to be a later task. Okay, I got some other projects to work on today. Oh, and I did get cut short yesterday. I ran out of space on my phone. So what I ended up doing was I basically wetted everything down, had to move it around with my fingers to get everything moist because it was hydrophobic. It didn't love the water. So then I put a real loose layer down, kind of got it even, laid them in there, and then filled in. Also down here, I tried to push it up onto the stone. Here we have a little chunk there, I'll pull that off. And try to, get it in there real good. So we have good adhesion on this edge. Oh, got a spot missing right there. I'll have to try to remember that and get that when I mix more up. Or maybe I could mix some up here and then put it in there. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so otherwise we're looking really good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm not saying, a good, right now, if you bumped it good, if you were to hit one of these, they would come loose. But after it cures, and it shouldn't get hit anyways. So hopefully, with a little care, this will stay looking just the way it is. Okay. Let's keep working.